It's another edition of Time About the Movies. We're taking a look today at the movies of March 18th, 1994. We got 6 movies to look at today. Another week with some notable movies to talk about. So let's get right to it. Let's start off with the biggest new release of the weekend, the end to what I think is one of the great comedy trilogies of all time, maybe one of the great trilogies of all time, and that is Naked Gun 33 and a Third, The Final Insult.
When law-abiding citizens are forced to live in fear, we look for protection to one man. Lieutenant Frank Drebin is back. This time, he's going undercover in the big house.
Where's your prison number?
It's unlisted. And playing the deadliest game of all.
That damn blue! Don't get your head out of my pocket!
But Police Squad desperately needs him back because a mad bomber is about to blow up Hollywood's biggest bash. And if anyone can stop him, so can Frank.
Hold on. Sergeant Frank Drebin, Detective Lieutenant Police Squad.
Yeah, and I'm Robert De Niro.
Mr. De Niro, we've got to get inside.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to present the...
We're here to prevent a disaster.
You're too late for that.
That's the guy!
Starring Leslie Nielsen as Lieutenant Frank Drebin. Priscilla Presley as Jane. Anna Nicole Smith as Tanya. Fred Ward as Rocco.
Please, and nobody gets hurt. Well, from now on.
Anna Nicole Smith as Tanya. George Kennedy as Ed. O.J. Simpson as Nordberg. And introducing Anna Nicole Smith as Tanya.
Have you seen my pigeon?
Naked Gun 33 and a Third. The Final Insult. The movie that hits crime where it hurts. This picture contains mostly all new jokes, may play slightly funnier east of the Rockies.
So like I said, this is the final installment of the Naked Gun series, and this is the one that most people would say is the weakest of the 3 films, which, I mean, I can't argue with them on that, but that doesn't mean it's a terrible movie. Far from it. It's still legitimately a very funny movie. I mean, right from the beginning of the movie, the Untouchables parody that they have at the beginning, which actually was supposed to be part of the first movie, they never filmed it. They filmed it for the second movie, they cut it from there, and then finally they decided to put it into this movie, and it's a really good scene. It's a really hilarious scene. It just gets you set for the comedy that you're about to head into here, and the rest of the movie overall is still very funny. There are still a lot of great jokes in here. Leslie Nielsen and Priscilla Presley, once again, they're great as Frank and Jane. I mean, Leslie Nielsen he owns this character. It's going to be hard to top this performance when they're going to do this remake that they're supposedly doing now with Liam Neeson in the role there, which Liam Neeson can be very funny, but he's got big shoes to fill, though, because really Leslie Nielsen is just too hard to top in this, and in these movies, and like I said before, it is still very funny, and it's still funny even with a different director. This is the first time that they brought in an outside person to direct this film. The person here being Peter Siegel, which I've really liked a lot of his movies. We're going to be delving into a lot of his movies that coming up in these next couple of years that we'll be looking at. And he's made some really funny movies. Like, he's made a lot of great comedies. One of my favorite movies of all time, Tommy Boy, he made. He also did criminally underrated films like My Fellow Americans. He did a couple of the best Adam Sandler movies, 50 First Dates, Anger Management, The Longest Yard. He did Nutty Professor to the Clumps, Get Smart, Grudge Match. Recently he did My Spy. He's actually made a lot of really good comedies, really funny comedies, and he's probably overall one of my favorite comedy directors because of the fact that he just keeps making these really funny movies one after another, and this movie is no exception. And it's just a ton of fun all around. Like, it's a movie I go back to all the time. Like I said, it doesn't have the same amount of good humor that the first 2 films do. It actually does kind of slump a little bit in the middle of the film, but by the end of it, you're just back into it, man. I mean, it's just a fun movie all around. Fred Ward plays a great villain here. A lot of people didn't like Anna Nicole Smith in this, and also in the Hudsucker Proxy, but I don't know. I thought she was playing the obvious kind of the bimbo bombshell type of character that she was kind of known for. It's because most of people know her from the work in Playboy. They're not asking her to really act all that much. In fact, it's funny because like on specifically for the commentary for this movie, I remember Peter Siegel talking about how Anna Nicole Smith actually had to look at various things to actually get a reaction. Like I think it was the scene where Frank goes to the clinic and he talks about how whenever she was on screen, she actually had to look at a couple things like a tennis ball, and then on one other side something else. I can't remember what it was because it's been a long time since I listened to it, but I mean she does what she has to do here, and you got Kathleen Freeman in here, which is a great actor, great character actress all around. And they even brought back Pap Smear from the first Naked Gun movie, which is very interesting. I didn't think they'd find a way to bring him in there, but yeah, like I said, there's good funny moments in here. Not as many as the first two movies, but it's still a wonderfully funny film. Just a solid end to what I think is one of the great comedy trilogies. I can go back and watch these movies any single time, and I will never get bored by them. They're just great movies all around. I love them. I can't get enough of them. Need I say more? Naked Gun 33 and a third. A good end to a really good trilogy of films. And, yeah, they're just great films all around. So that's that movie. Let's move on to the next movie, and that is Thora Birch starring in Monkey Trouble.
Eva Gregory wanted a pet.
This is a Rottweiler, best dog in the world.
Her parents didn't.
You're not responsible enough to care for a dog.
But then a monkey named Dodger dropped into her life. He's unpredictable. Whoa. Uncivilized.
Ugh, gross.
And she's got to keep him undercover.
What's up with her?
What are you doing?
I'm just, you know. They're contra, I have to get rid of you.
He's a party animal. Who's born to be wild.
He can't pick up right now.
But a man from his past is about to wreck their future.
Would you mind if I tack these up around the park?
Because Dodger's best trick
The wallet's gone!
Where did you get it?
is Eva's worst nightmare.
There was a big bucket in the ground!
What's all this stuff too? Oh my god! This is horrible!
Now everyone's on this monkey's tail.
Let's go!
People say we monkey around. We're too busy singing.
I don't know anything about any monkey.
We're just trying to be friendly. Come and watch singing.
How could you do this to me?
We're the young generation, and we've got something to say. Yeah, we're the monkeys, and people say we monkey around. But we're too busy
It's more fun than humanly possible.
anybody
Monkey Trouble.
be friendly. Come and watch sing and play. We're
Boy, that trailer was all over the place. Like, you had all these different musical cues there. The only bit of there that makes sense was having the Monkeys theme song in there, but even then, it's just kind of randomly thrown in there. And that's kind of like this movie overall. You think by that trailer, you're going to get what you're going to get. It's a movie that really isn't going to wow you in any way, shape, or form. It's going to be kind of run-of-the-mill. It could be downright terrible, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen of this type of a film. It's just kind of there. It exists. It doesn't really have anything too exciting or too intriguing about it. There's not a lot of good laughs into it. I guess Harvey Keitel's having a good time playing the bad guy in this. You got Christopher McDonald, great actor who you've seen in tons of movies. Mimi Rogers is in here playing the mother, and Thora Birch from Patriot Games. She grew up to be, she grew up to be a great actress, but in here, I think she's playing a decent role here. There's nothing about this movie that really wows me all that much. I watched it as a kid, and it's not one that I've really wanted to go back to all that often. Probably the most shocking thing I found out about this recently was that Ridley Scott actually produced this movie, and you would have never guessed that. But his name is attached to it. He's one of the producers on it, and if that's probably the most memorable thing about this movie, then really there's not really a whole lot there to really talk about. But I remember watching it as a kid, thought it was all right. I've never had the interest to go back and watch it again. So that's Monkey Trouble. So let's go ahead and move on to the next movie, and that is Jamie Lee Curtis in Mother's Boys.
They had made a life for themselves without her.
You left those boys. It took me a long time to forgive myself.
But things are about to change.
I want you out of here.
I should have never left.
You're right, you should have never left.
Because Jude's come back.
She wants to see you all.
She left us. I don't want to see her.
It's over, Jude. I don't love you anymore.
And this divorce
Sizing up the competition. There's no competition.
is going to be a nightmare.
I want to come home, and she won't let me.
Robert, this is Callie. You better get over here right now.
You just have to stop whatever it is you're doing. All I ever wanted was for us to be happy.
Stay away from us! The law's on her side. She's their mother.
She's got your dad under some kind of spell.
She's probably a sociopath.
Shut up.
But there's nothing you can do. You could lose the boys.
Do something.
Do you see what you've done? Robert!
Jamie Lee Curtis, Peter Gallagher, Joanne Whalley-Kilmer, and Vanessa Redgrave. Mother's Boys.
What the hell is this movie supposed to be? I mean, it's called a psychological thriller, but I don't know what they're trying to sell this as. Are they trying to sell this as like a horror movie or something? Because literally that cutoff point that I had there, as soon as I cut it off, a scene literally shows up where Peter Gallagher's character just jumps at the screen like it's supposed to be like a horror movie. It's just like, what were you trying to sell this movie as? Because like, I'd never even heard of this movie until I did the research on it, and judging by the fact that this trailer doesn't know how to market itself, you can kind of see why it didn't do so well. It was not seen as a big hit. It actually was a huge failure at the box office, and I was looking at this and thinking, what's going on with this movie? And then I realized that one of the production companies behind it was CBS, and not surprisingly, this movie feels like a CBS TV movie of the week, and we get a lot of these every once in a while. These movies that think they need to be cinematic, but this is a movie that really doesn't feel like it needs to be cinematic whatsoever. This is just a story that you see all the time in the TV movie of the week or a Lifetime TV of the movie of the week. Like, I keep expecting to see the date for when this is going to air on CBS or NBC there, because this is something that you would definitely see as the movie of the week, and it just doesn't look good whatsoever. It looks like a really, really confused movie of what it was to be. That's pretty much all I got for you on that one. So that's Mother's Boys, a bizarrely looking film. How about we move on to some positive movies here, some good movies, I should say. Here's one of Ron Howard's best movies, and that is The Paper.
99% of your time and effort goes into three basic things: your house, your work, your family.
Henry, you know those days that can change your whole life? This is one of them for us. For good or bad, it can happen either way today. So, don't blow it.
And all three of them pulling you at once in different directions.
Every day, I'm behind from the minute I get up. I walk, talk, and think as fast as I can just to keep my head above water. Wait a minute! It's not even, it'll be too... Look, listen to me. Ow!
If you put them all together, three of them want more than you gotta give.
I'm on my way out at 8:25, and I just happened to notice that our presses aren't running, which strikes me as rather odd, since we are, after all, a newspaper.
Gotta go. First of all, you look fabulous.
Your family, I mean, there are people, and so you figure you can get a little human leeway there. I mean, you figure they'll bend.
You listen,
I don't
Henry!
listen.
You don't see!
Of course I see. See what?
So, what do you do about that?
What is that, a gun?
I told you, Sandusky's after me.
When did you get so paranoid?
When they started plotting against me.
You want to run the story? You got 5 hours until 8 o'clock. Go get the story.
Boy, what if these aren't the guys? What they're innocent?
We chain them today, we make them look good on Saturday. Everybody's happy.
I saw the investor list.
You are so good. Do you know how good you are at this? You drive me crazy when you're like this. But what are you wearing? It's wrong.
Not for today, it's not. Tomorrow it's wrong. We only have to be right for a day.
People will read this, Alicia, and they'll believe us. Don't just take a position because it's the opposite of what she says. It's like watching a bunch of sixth graders. This is so good. I'm running this tonight.
Tomorrow is fine. Tomorrow.
No. Today.
Tomorrow.
Don't take the bat out of my hand. On the ninth inning, you know what this is like. I gotta get the quote. The guy's not gonna be there all night. I gotta get it.
We ran what we got.
What the hell is going on?
Are you nuts?
God, I missed this place.
The Paper on video cassette.
So kind of like with the Hudsucker Proxy last week, this is probably one of Ron Howard's most underrated movies, if not his most underrated movie, because this is a brilliantly made film. You're basically following the day in the life of this newspaper editor played by Michael Keaton, and he gets caught up in the story about the murder of these businessmen who, and as a reporter, he finds this evidence suggesting that there's a police cover-up of the evidence of the suspect's innocence, and he tries to rush the story out here to try to clear their names. But the whole thing is that they want to get this out quickly, and Glenn Close's idea is that you have to be right. Yes, you could be wrong today and be right again tomorrow, and it's kind of an interesting take on the newspaper world. I mean, this is a movie that really, like, long before Spotlight became what it became, like Spotlight eventually won Best Picture, which is a really good movie. But this is what I think of when I think of a really good movie about the newspaper world. This is just such a brilliantly made film. Michael Keaton is great in here. The cast overall is great here. You got Michael Keaton, Glenn Close, Marissa Tomei, Randy Quaid, Robert Duvall. Just a phenomenal cast in here. And it's very satirical, very funny, very intense, and you just buy into the story. You get so invested in how this is going to end up, and that's what a good movie should really do. Like, you should really be on the edge of your seat wondering what's going to happen next. How is this going to end up? And I really enjoy this movie a whole lot. Like I said, I think it's Ron Howard's most underrated movie. Actually, one of his underrated movies, because I think his most underrated movie is Ed TV, but that won't come out for another 5 years. But I really enjoy this movie a whole lot. I think this is a fantastic film. If you haven't seen The Paper, definitely check it out. It's definitely one of the best movies from 1994. So, with that said, let's move on to the next movie, and that is Roman Polanski's Bitter Moon.
Thank you, darling.
Why on earth go to India?
I think we felt we needed a break from the rat race, really.
It's my anniversary treat. We've been married for 7 years.
Ah, so it's a form of marital therapy.
You're Nigel, aren't you?
Sorry. Yeah, I know you.
I'm her husband. You can have her, Nigel, with my blessings, on one condition. You hear me out. I hope you'll find my story interesting.
You mustn't believe all he says. He's a sick man. He imagines things.
You've got the hops for her.
Feel sorry for the girl, that's all.
So sorry that your tongue's hanging out.
Do you want her? Yes or no? You still don't know me at all.
Nigel, you have to explain.
When can we get out together?
What, you mean it's still just a game?
Did I ever say it wasn't?
It's hard to relate to something that doesn't concern you. Maybe it already does.
So this is the last of the 3 movies that came out over the course of 3 weeks with Hugh Grant in them. You also got Peter Coyote, Emmanuel Siegner, and also Kristen Scott Thomas. And mostly this movie doesn't really feel like it's doing anything different than other movies compared to this, like other movies with a similar premise to this. But, I mean, I don't think it's that terrible of a movie. I just don't think it's something that's really, like, amazing. I just think it's a showcase for these really good actors to show that they can work on something like this and actually make it work out in the end. That's just my thinking of it. I saw it once a couple years ago, and it didn't really leave much of a lasting impact, even with a score by Vangelis, who's best known for Chariots of Fire. I just thought it was just okay of a score. I thought the movie, it's basically a sum up of everything about the movie itself. It's just an okay film. I think the performances make it worth watching. I think it's an interesting concept for some of these characters, but Other than that, though, it's nothing really all that interesting or exciting. It's definitely the lesser of the three films that Hugh Grant was in at this time period, and it was sitting on a shelf for a couple of years, so that probably really doesn't tell you that anything good comes out of this, but I don't know. I thought it was alright for a one-time viewing. It doesn't really hold up on repeat viewings, honestly. It's one of those movies that's just kind of like, it's there, but, compared to some of what Roman Polanski did in his later career as a director, I've seen much worse from him, so that's Bitter Moon. Let's move on to the last movie here, and I'm going to get this title right here, because I think I got it wrong the last time I talked about it. The last movie that we have here is The Wonderful Horrible Life of Leni Riefenstahl. I don't think that was a trailer. I think that was actually just part of the opening of the movie. But I don't know because I haven't seen this movie. But it does kind of make me want to see it. This is a very fascinating story about this cinematographer, film director, photographer, actress, Leni Riefenstahl, who was mostly known for her role in producing Nazi propaganda, because she did this during This was around the 1930s in Berlin, the 1930 Summer Olympics. She did a couple of documentaries about is Olympia. She did Triumph of the Will. She was there for when Hitler was taking over, and it looks like a very intriguing documentary because you see in that little clip there a mix of both the older footage and the newer footage of her, like in the water and like taking these pictures and being part of these cultures that they show in this little clip there. And it does make me kind of interested to see this movie and learn more about this. Like, this is one of those documentaries that I'd definitely be interested in checking out one day. Probably won't do it very soon, but if it shows up at one point, in a way I could watch it quickly, I'd probably definitely check it out. But that's pretty much all I got for you there. I haven't seen this movie, so I can't really comment on it too much. But it's pretty. It looks like a pretty interesting film, The Wonderful Horrible Life of Leni Riefenstahl. Leni Riefenstahl, I should say. On that note, though, that's going to wrap up this edition of Time About the Movies. Next time we meet, we got another sequel to look at, D2 The Mighty Ducks, and also Above the Rim. So we'll look at those two movies next time. And until then, well, thank you guys for watching, first of all. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page. Check out the previous episode. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. And until then, as always, take care.